Through this channel, we will try to explore various educational topics that are important to us in higher education. Among them, the first thing we are going to discuss is writing an abstract. If you continue to engage with this video, I believe that this presentation will provide you with guidelines on how to write a powerful summary, focusing on its purpose, components, and strategies for creating an effective abstract. First, let's see what an abstract is. Simply put, an abstract is a concise summary of a research paper, thesis, or other scholarly work that we are preparing to do. That is, an abstract provides a very brief overview of the research topic, methodology, findings, and conclusions. Brief usually, an abstract can be described as a very short note that should be between 250 and 300 words. When referring to being concise here, it should present the main information about the relevant research clearly and simply. Now, we are going to discuss the purpose and importance of writing an abstract. The abstract provides a first impression of the research you intend to do. It helps potential readers who are interested in this abstract to grasp the essence of your work. Accordingly, I have mentioned the importance and purpose of this in 3 main parts below. Preview means it gives readers a quick preview of the main features of your study. Guide means it guides readers to decide whether they want to read the entire paper. Indexing allows your work to be indexed and searched by databases. Let's now look at the main components of an abstract. A well-structured abstract has 4 essential components to provide a broad overview of the research you are about to conduct. Title. The first is to include a concise and informative title that reflects the topic of the research. Objectives. The second component is to indicate the purpose of this research. It should provide a clear statement of the research goals and questions. Methodology. This should provide a brief description of the research methods used in the relevant research. Findings and conclusions. Finally, a summary of the main findings and their implications is sufficient for an abstract. It is important to pay attention to creating an effective title for an abstract. This is because the title is the first thing readers see, so it is important that it is attractive, informative, and reflects the main message of the research. It is important to attract the reader's attention with the words of the title, and for this, keywords related to the field should be used. The title and scope should be clearly stated to explain the uniqueness of the abstract. The most important thing is to present it very briefly and concisely. As I mentioned earlier, it is important to summarize the research objectives in an abstract. It is important to clearly state the objectives of the research, stating the question or problem you are aiming to answer. Avoid making broad statements or vague objectives. Be clear about how you will measure the success of your research. It is also important to set realistic goals that can be achieved based on your research. Let's now look at the importance of highlighting the methodology when writing an abstract. The purpose of this is to provide a brief overview of the research approach, including the methods used to collect and analyze data. The research design can be creatively described in terms of the research methodology. Secondly, the method used to collect the data can be explained. Finally, the analytical techniques used to analyze the data can be summarized. It is important to present the findings and conclusions in the abstract before the final stage. Summary the main results of the research and their implications. Also highlight the main takeaways from the research. Present the most important results that can be stated as findings. Explain the meaning of the findings as interpretation. State the main takeaways and their implications as conclusions. Finally, you should ensure that the abstract you submit is clear, concise, and grammatically correct. It should read smoothly and communicate the gist of your research effectively. It is important to read and review your abstract carefully. It is important to make any necessary revisions to ensure clarity of points and flow of information. Proofreading. Finally, you should check for grammatical and spelling errors and ensure that they are presented correctly.